So I just did a bike trail bitching recording, and I thought maybe I could balance it out with just some bike trail banter, if you will. I'd say it's leaning, believe it or not, more towards the positive side of things, which is amazing for this particular channel. But the last video was about how, or the last recording was about how this year seems to be an increase in annoying fucking bright bike bicycle lights on the bike trail. This is a recording about a phenomenon that I'm noticing a lot more this year, which might be, I guess it's technically more of a positive change than it is negative, although it can become annoying. But I'd say it's safe to say that even though it can be annoying, um, ultimately it's a positive development that I've noticed that has definitely increased this year on the bike trail. I've been biking on this trail since let's see here. So at the end of '03, I got this bike. So basically since '04, I've been, all summer I've been biking on this trail. It's out, it goes through the country. It's absolutely beautiful. And me loving the country, of course, nature and being out in the natural world and stuff, and biking and stuff. It's um it's a great trail. So something that I've been noticing this year, and just pretty much, I mean, ever since, it seems like it was just yesterday that I started biking this year, but it's already freaking June, which is, and you're probably wondering what the hell it is. So 2 minutes into the recording, I'll actually say it. Well, basically, this new phenomenon that's been happening to much greater frequency this year is a lot of times. See, I bike for distance, so a lot of times if I get tired or if my legs, are burning, to the old thighs are burning too much. It doesn't really happen much during this time of the season and beyond, because my legs are acclimated at this point. But I'll still walk just to lengthen out the trip and just to enjoy nature and stuff, or I'll walk up a hill, or I'll stop to wet the baseball cap because I keep my baseball cap wet so I can stay cool and keep the sweat from ruining the baseball cap and all these kind of things. So a lot of times when people, and it's really just gone really really exponentially high this year. So when I'm off to the side or even walking the bike, people will stop and say, "Are you okay? Do you need assistance?" I biked just yesterday, and I had two people ask. One of them, I was just walking up a hill, and the other one, I was stopped on the side to wet the old baseball cap. And people are like, are you just resting? This one guy's like, "Are you just resting, or is it a mechanical thing?" And I'm like, "Oh, just rest." That's when I was walking up the hill, "Just resting, thank you." And he pedaled on away. And then I was, later on in the trip, I was wetting the old baseball cap, and some guy stops. And he's like, "You need help?" And then he kind of shared his story about how a spoke broke on his bike. I don't know if this year, sometime in the past of his biking escapades, and he gave me the statistic. I didn't remember it. It was like only one out of 50 people stopped and asked if I needed help. So he makes a point to ask if people need help, if he sees someone on the side of the bike trail. And this is like, I'm very amazed. Um, and that's just yesterday. I think this year on one particular bike trip, I might have had three people when I was either walking or wetting the old baseball cap. I got to learn how to do these things pedaling, so I'm not asked this all the time. But I think at one time on one bike trip, three different people asked if I needed assistance or if I was okay. Which I guess, as I said, technically is a good thing, but you can understand at the same time when it's like the third person asks, it does, it does actually ultimately become kind of annoying. But it's one of these things that I feel guilty for being annoyed because, as I said, it's I guess it's done out of kindness or whatever, and it makes me wonder, out of all my 16 years of biking, like, why this year does it has it just had has the numbers of people asking if you need help just skyrocketed? Has it is it something to do with the bullshit world we've been living in the last, year plus? Has it made people more, like, quote unquote caring, or more thoughtful of other people? Like, is that a positive benefit or byproduct of the bullshit year we've been living in for the past year? Um, one can assume that it has to have something to do with the world they've been having us live in for the past, year and a quarter, year and a half, or however long it's been. It seems like 20 years the past year, but anyway, I having done a bike trail bitching video, I thought, it'd be kind of interesting to follow up a recording. I gotta say these ones where there's no picture. I gotta learn to say recording, but whatever. Doesn't really matter. I just thought I'd follow that one up with an actual positive story, believe it or not. And as you might imagine, I mean, like, when you're asked the third time, it does get to, like, okay, maybe I'll just forget the resting shit and I'll start, I'll just, because it does want to make you, in a way, okay, well, if people are going to be bothering me when I'm, resting or walking the bike, maybe I'll lessen the amount of rests I do, so I don't get bothered with the "Are you okay?" question, and maybe I'm not going to stop wetting the cap. That's essential, but maybe I'll do less rests and less walks. I don't know. I mean, as I said, I feel guilty for, you know being bothered by people's kindnesses. But when you just want to get out there and just among nature and away from people, and just, then you got people. As I said, I feel guilty bitching about people's kindness, and actually caring about other people and things. But that's just something I wanted to make a quick recording about. And it's just like, wow, maybe, so many other things in my experience and my, witnessing in life, as time goes on, just things, just for the most part, just get worse and worse. And this is just an exception to that rule, where it's just like, wow, this is like where something has actually improved, where people are more, I don't know, they're more sympathetic to other people on the bike trail. They want to help if someone needs help, or, that's just like, I mean, I guess it's encouraging. It's kind of, you know, I don't know. It makes you wonder if there's more to it. Obviously, I mean, it's not obvious, but I've never needed help yet. Maybe if you actually, accept their help, maybe it'll be GTA kind of a experience on the bike trail. I don't know. Are there ulterior motives? We can only hope there isn't. But fortunately, I've never really needed help on the bicycle trail, and when I did, no one ever stopped to offer assistance. So I thought this was kind of a fun little topic to make a recording about. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.